Hello guys, welcome to Co Academy. Guys, as you can see that whenever we are talking about any social phenomena, there are three perspectives. Okay, one in sociology. Okay, one is functionalist perspective, one is social interactionist perspective, and one is conflict perspective. In this video, we'll be talking about one such social issue, and that is the issue of crime. Now remember that functionalists they tend to believe that crime is not necessarily bad. They say that there are some functions, that is positive functions, which crime serves. Okay, and among them the chief proponent is Durkheim. Durkheim was a functionalist, and he proposed that there are functional basically basis of crime, that is crime serves basic functions. Okay, so he says that crime is inevitable and necessary to society. So generally people would consider that crime is something bad. Okay, but Durkheim says that it is inevitable, that is it happens in every society, you cannot prevent it, and it is necessary, that is there is a utility to it, there is a function to it. He says that crime has positive functions, and the perfect amount of crime will keep a society healthy and avoid anomie, that is normlessness. Anomie is a condition where there is little moral guidance for the individuals in a society. So there are many disadvantages of that. But Durkheim says, and functionalists in general say, that a right and balanced amount of crime will keep the society healthy. Why? There are several reasons to it, and we will discuss it in this video. So crime and society, what is the link between crime and society? Okay, society is only healthy when social order is maintained through the police and courts. Of course, when people commit crime, our law enforcement agencies like police and courts, they come into play. We need a small crime, Durkheim says, to remind us of what we believe in. Only small minority will be self-interested and commit crime. So Durkheim says that in general, majority of the people will not commit crime. Only a small minority who are self-interested, they will commit crime. Okay, but Durkheim maintains that once those small self-interested individuals commit the crime, we are reminded of what we really believe in. For example, in a society, let's suppose that breaking the signals is considered bad. So if somebody breaks the signal and it's considered bad, now he will be punished. Now rest of the people will know that he was punished. Now the rest of the society will be reaffirmed, and they will be reminded that what they stand for, that is they stand for the laws and rules. Okay, so that is how Durkheim puts it, that a small amount of crime reminds us of what we believe in. So what are the basically positive functions of crime which Durkheim and the functionalists maintain? They say that, and there are various functions, five functions, which they say that a crime helps maintain. The first is remaking the social boundaries. Okay, remaking social boundaries, which affirms social norms and values. What we just discussed earlier, that the society comes to know that what they really stand for and what they really believe in. Okay, when a criminal is punished, then they realize that, okay, these are the values and norms which we do not have to have, and that's how that's what we are not. Okay, and that's what we are. Number two is media coverage, and when the media covers a crime, and ultimately when a criminal is punished, all the people see that, and it's a warning to others that, okay, don't commit a crime. So ultimately it also serves as a good thing. Crime also serves as a good thing. That is what functionalists maintain, that it deters other people from committing more crime. The third is social bonds. Remember that strengthened as we unite in disapproval. For example, racism. It is considered bad and unlawful in societies. Let's suppose, and when one individual commits a racial act, all of the rest of the individuals in the society, they stand in solidarity with the victims. So that actually creates and reinforces the social bonds. People basically they unite and disapprove the particular crime. Fourth is safety value. A little bit of deviance reduces the more serious problems. Prostitution, for example, Kingsley Davis maintained. He maintained that, with prostitution, one can just went out their feelings, and ultimately the family structure is kept from being destroyed. Okay, a little bit of prostitution would of course, many would consider that prostitution is bad in itself, but functionalist and especially Durkheim says that, Kingley Davis and functionalists maintain that, basically, prostitution serves as a safety valve, and bigger problems like family disorientation and malfunction, and disorientation of families being reduced or prevented. The fifth is malfunctioning society, that is theft, drug use, and truancy alert us to other social problems in society. For example, one commits a theft, okay, or they are abusing the drug. Of course, that's a crime. But the functional aspect of is that they lead us to investigating what are the reasons for this. Okay, why do people commit theft, and why do people, they use drugs? So these were the functions. And talking about the, there's this is a very, if basically a joke sort of thing. Society of saints, okay, imagine there was no crime and or deviance. Even the most slight slip of coughing without putting your hand over your mouth would become a crime. So if nobody committed a crime in society, then the moral standards would be so high that even very trivial things would be considered as criminal. I mean, in a society of saints, even coughing without putting your hand in front of your mouth would be considered crime, and that's what it is actually. A little bit of crime actually, they tend to define what is reasonable in a society. So the talking about the criticisms on functionalists who believe that crime is a good thing. Now, what is the perfect amount of crime? Of course, they say that a small amount of crime is functional for society and not dysfunctional. But what is considered that small amount of crime? I mean, if they point out that murder, for example, serves a purpose, it unites people, and it basically, reinforces to people that murder is a bad thing. But how what is the amount of murder? How many people are being killed, and the society knows that, okay, this is a bad thing? So yes, this is a genuine criticism. Next is that explaining the functions of crime doesn't explain what caused them in the first place. So functionalists are talking about the utility, or the positive aspects of crime. What they basically tell us that this is the function of crime. What the functionalist cannot, explain as to what were the reasons for the crime. And the reasons for the crime are actually they are put forth by the conflict theorist and by the symbolic interactionist. For example, symbolic conflict theorists maintain that it's basically the power dynamic. Those who own the resources, they define what is crime, and they basically define crime in order to maintain their supremacy. So conflict theorists explain basically what causes crime in the first place, but functionalists do not. They only talk about what is the result or the utility of crime. The last is murder. Let's suppose murder may be functional for society. What about the victim? I mean, if somebody is killed, it might reinforce what society stands for. It might remark the social boundaries. But a person has died, and a life lost, it cannot be brought back. So what about that particular individual? So yes, that's of course another criticisms on functionalists. So I hope this video clarified your concept as to what functionalists are talking about when they talk about the functional nature of crime, especially Durkheim, because this view on crime, this functionalist view on crime, is basically proposed by Durkheim. So that's it for now. For more videos, do subscribe.